You're listening to Sipping Off the Cuff. I'm Alex Perez, and I'm with Mike Morales, our executive editor for Tequila Aficionado. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, Alex. What have we got on the agenda here for our first podcast of Tequila podcasts, tastings that we're going to do for TA?
We are doing, yes, we're doing Gran Jubileo, or El Gran Jubileo.
Okay.
We'll be tasting their Blanco, their Reposado, and their Añejo.
Now, the Añejo, as I understand it, this is a 5-year-old Añejo. And I think you and I were talking in between the break that I had the Añejo on my first trip to Mexico, which I believe was in 2006. And at that time, the sample that we had was not in the same bottle that it is now. And I wasn't very fond of it because it was too sweet for me. So I was very anxious when we had the opportunity to retaste Gran Jubileo after so many years to find out what it tastes like now. So, did you want to start with the Blanco first, or how did you want to proceed with this?
No, let's go ahead and start with the Blanco.
Okay.
Now, you've had the Blanco already.
I have had all three samples already. I'm not sure if you did or not, but I've been very fortunate to have gotten these samples a while back, and so I did taste the Blanco. I'm a big fan of the Blanco. As a matter of fact, the Blanco, if I'm looking at this correctly, was a gold medal winner at the Agave Spirits competition. This was a competition that was held in Cancun, Mexico, and in 2008.
That's right, 2008.
Right, that was put together by Tequila.net. Our buddy, our friend, Darren, who is the owner of Tequila.net, put this show together, and it's the Agave Spirits Challenge. They won the gold medal for the Blanco, and I got to tell you, I had not had the Blanco up until that point when it was delivered to us. I am a big fan of the Blanco.
And they won gold in San Francisco.
I'm not sure if they did or not. If I don't have that information in front of me, but I know that their neck talker does, as we call it, the neck hanger, does mention the Agave Spirits Challenge as a gold medal. So if you have more information concerning that, then I'll
You'll accept that.
I will accept that from
a gold at the San Francisco Spirits Competition 2010.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
The Blanco, I've got it in a Riedel glass.
Okay.
The Riedel glass, and the official tequila tasting glass.
Yes.
And it's a nice clear color. The aroma, you can sense the agave in there. It's got some nice hints of pepper. And let's taste it. It's got a really nice structured feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
You can taste the agave. With some citrus in there too.
That's the way I tasted it. It was sweeter than I expected. Yeah, it's very pleasing.
It is smooth.
Yes. And just to reiterate, or to clarify, the Blanco won the bronze medal at the 2008 Agave Spirits Challenge. The Reposado won the gold medal. So, and I will be tasting the Reposado next. The Blanco, Alex, I'm a purist when it comes to this kind of stuff, and the Blancos, in my opinion, if depending on what the Blanco tastes like on any line, that would determine what the rest of the line will taste like. This Blanco is an excellent Blanco. Very, as you said, very pleasing. You found some citrus notes. I found it fairly sweet, sweeter than I had expected. And I'll tell you why a little bit later. Why it was sweeter than I expected. But it's very acceptable sipper, in my opinion.
It is very good.
And probably, and in my opinion too, I think because I'm a Blanco enthusiast, I believe that it deserved higher than a bronze medal at the Agave Spirits competition. So I was very, very happy with the Blanco itself.
Well, I'm very happy with it too. It's just a tad spicy. It's got some herbaceous taste to it, if you will, in the body of the tequila, and even in the aroma too. So it's nice, all around nice tequila.
It's very pleasing, very, very pleasing. It's certainly an elegant. I would consider it an elegant tequila, and very sippable. It's not. It isn't. It's not harsh. The pepper is just enough to make it interesting.
And it's warm at the end there. The aftertaste has got a nice and warm mouthfeel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a nice length to it for a Blanco.
Yes. Very, very impressed with Gran Jubileo. It was not what I expected, again, because I'd only had the Añejo years ago, so I had nothing else to go on except the Añejo. So I was pleasantly surprised with the Blanco myself.
All right, so moving on to the Reposado. And you've got a glass of this?
Yes.
Now remember,
yes,
Mike is in New Mexico. I can't see you.
You'll have to take my word for it, Alex.
I can't see pretty Mike on until we get a video connection here.
Yeah, well, one of these days, I've got video capability, but it just doesn't look good on the computer. But we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out one of these days.
Oh, sure.
Now Reposado did get a gold medal in Cancun, 2008.
Yes. Yes.
And it got a bronze medal in 2010 in San Francisco.
Yeah, well, now for those listeners who are not familiar with the World Spirits Competition, it is practically the largest spirits competition in the United States, and the way this works is just about every single spirit known to mankind is judged at this show, which I believe happens in February, and then the results are released in March, and everything from rum to cachaça to tequila to guaro, aguardiente, every spirit you can think of.
Anything you can distill.
Anything you can distill is judged and is there at the show in San Francisco. And to win a medal at this event is quite a feat. So this is if you're the type of person that likes to choose your tequilas by their awards and by their accolades, and certainly Gran Jubileo Reposado is one of them. And as I said before, it did garner a gold medal at the Agave Spirits competition back in 2008. So you've got an award winner here, and you probably have a Riedel ready to go.
I've
so
got a Riedel ready.
Tell me what you think.
I'm looking at it's really light straw in color, and the aroma, it smells very sweet to me. Can you smell the vanilla in there?
Mm-hmm.
A little vanilla in there. Maybe clove in there.
A little bit of honey, perhaps.
A little bit of. Yeah, I can get honey. I can do honey.
Don't call me honey. I'm sorry. It's just difficult. When you're 2 states away, it's just difficult to keep a straight face. And Alex and I have been friends for a long time. For some of you who've been following us, you know that we've been around Tequila Aficionado for a while. So this is all about fun and education, so you can't really take yourself too seriously about this stuff.
We're not tequila snobs.
No, we're not. But you're right. There is a heavy... Now, my sample here is just about bottom of the bottle, and I have a very heavy clove smell, scent, in my sample.
Which is, it's pleasant.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
Pleasant.
It's very different. It's different.
Let's taste. Very smooth. Very smooth, very light. What do you get in your sample there?
I get, you're absolutely right. The one thing that is, in my opinion, that is consistent with Gran Jubileo is that it's smooth. And now I've had distillers tell me that the word smooth and tequila are two words that should never be in the same sentence. But Gran Jubileo is one of those brands that really, the word smooth just immediately comes to mind. Their Blanco is that way. The Reposado was that way. I know we'll get to the Añejo. The Añejo is an extra Añejo. And for these two, I really enjoyed the smoothness. And I don't normally enjoy a smooth tequila. I like a little bite with my tequila. You know, I like to still taste the tequila in the Reposado and the Añejo. But Gran Jubileo is really irresistible. There's something about it that even as a purist, what I consider myself, makes it very very enjoyable. You know, it really is. These two varietals are very much pleasing to the palate, and I think, did you get a coating of the palate on the Reposado? Are you getting that a little bit of the?
I am getting a coating, and I'm getting a little bit of mint in there.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Mint and clove. It's just very
It's just the flavors
the
coming alive in
aromas.
there.
Yeah, the aromas that are emanating from Gran Jubileo are very interesting, and not something that you get in every tequila, which I think really sets it apart from other tequilas that are out there. But it really is an eye opener. I would say of any of the brands that we've had so far, at least for me, because I've had the Añejo before, the Gran Jubileo, the Blanco and the Reposado are really eye openers, nose openers, you know, sensual openers for those of us who are, you know, purists.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spirit.
Yeah, very, very enjoyable. I'm very, very impressed. I think it should have scored a little bit higher than it did, but that's okay. You know, the fact that it scored medals at all is really an accomplishment for any spirit, especially when you're like the San Francisco World Competition. You're competing with, you know, spirits from around the world. So to garner any kind of medal from a spirits competition like that is really a big feather in your cap. So it's not something that, as I said, if you're one of those listeners who bases their opinions and their selections on award winners, this is definitely one you need to consider.
Most definitely. Well, let's move over to the Añejo.
Okay.
Now, this is an extra Añejo.
Yeah, this is a 5-year-old Añejo, which is unusual. You know, as we know, the norma stipulate that anything between 1 year up to 3 years is considered an Añejo. Anything over 3 years and over is considered an extra Añejo. So Gran Jubileo does not have an Añejo per se; they have an extra Añejo. The last company that actually produced a 5-year-old Añejo as their regular Añejo up until recently was Casa Noble. And this one, you tell me what you're sensing on this one, Alex, because I really want to hear what you're. Now again, Alex and I have not discussed any of these brands prior to this podcast, so we're not exactly sure where we stand on these brands, and that's good because we're not influencing each other. So you tell me what it is that what are you sensing in that 5-year-old?
Let's see. Well, the 5-year-old, it's getting to the color first. It's a beautiful golden color, golden amber color to it, and the aroma I can definitely smell the oak and hints of caramel.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of vanilla in there. Taste it. Now, do you have this with you now too?
I do. I have just a swallow of this. But I'll tell you what, it made enough of an impact on me, and I'm torn. All right, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm rather torn on this tequila. But I want to know what your opinion is first before I divulge what it is that I'm feeling on this one.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and taste it. Again, you have the smoothest on the way in, with just a little bit of a burn on the back. Mm-hmm. And on the taste, you can taste just a little bit of a light woodiness, just a hint of agave in there, and it's sweet. Got some sweetness in there.
Yeah.
And I can detect some type of a fruitiness in there.
Okay. I will be brutally honest, because that's where they pay us the big bucks. But
I actually expected it to be a little bit bigger.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I was the only one. This is a true reaction from me. I expected more from this 5-year-old, and I didn't get it, and it's almost disappointing.
Too
yeah.
It's not as complex as I was expecting.
No, absolutely. You know, when you age, some distillers will tell you, or master distillers will tell you, if you age anything between 5 to 7 years after that, it's just not worth drinking. And for a 5-year-old, I expected more from this tequila. I expected more of I don't know what I expected, you know, but for a 5-year-old, some of the other 5-year-olds that are out there, the extra añejos, really pack a punch of some sort, whether it's wood, whether it's agave, whether it's, depending on what they're aging it in, whether it's a virgin barrel, whether it's a whiskey barrel, or a cognac barrel, or a sherry barrel. You're getting something bolder, you know? And for me, after having had the Blanco and the Reposado, I was disappointed.
You had to build up to the...
Yeah, and there was this crescendo that I was listening for, and I didn't get it.
Well, I have to tell you, the nose, to me, kind of faked me out, if you will.
Yes.
Because the nose, it does feel like it will be a big tequila, but it wasn't.
No, it really doesn't deliver on the flavor. The nose, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. The nose is very consistent with the first two varietals, but when it came to the taste, it just did not deliver. Not for me. I thought I was the only one, but I'm glad that you feel the same way. That's not to say that it's not going to make an impression on the listeners, on someone who really appreciates a smooth extra añejo. This may be up your alley, but for myself and Alex, we expected a little bit more, just some sort of a punch. Something that would be consistent with the nose, and it just fell short. It just fell short.
No, it to me, it doesn't have the character I expected it to have.
No, it doesn't. And I fully agree with you. Again, this is something that Alex and I have not discussed ahead of time. This is happening as you're listening. A complete surprise to me. Alex's reaction, because I know Alex's palate is very refined, and it's again, it's something that I think all three varietals are worth a look and they're definitely worth having in your library, as I call it, or your bar, depending on who you are. But be aware
how much
that
space you have.
Excuse me?
Or how much space you
Yeah,
have.
how much space you have. But it is, for a 5-year-old, like I say, I think I expected a little bit more, and it did not deliver that punch. But again, that's not to say that other people won't enjoy it. But
no, of course, that's our opinion.
Sure.
The public out there might actually like this type of
absolutely.
Of
and honestly, if you're going to really enjoy the Blanco, you're going to have a great time with Reposado, and it may the añejo may fall right in line with that for you. And if that's the case, Gran Jubileo is your tequila.
Yeah. Well, maybe Gran Jubileo can go back to the drawing board on that one.
Maybe so. I would like to see from them, just in my opinion, I'd like to see what a regular añejo is like from them. Instead of a 5-year-old, I would like to see something that's between 1 to 3 years, and see what they come up with. They start with such great juice with the Blanco and the Reposado, right, and they fall short with the añejo. I would.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to see them come up with a regular añejo instead of an extra añejo, and see what they come up with. I bet they're going to surprise us.
Yeah, I wonder if, in their literature, they say that they don't use bourbon or sherry barrels or whiskey barrels. They're using virgin barrels, so to speak, or never used barrels.
Well, there are other companies using.
Yeah.
There are other companies using virgin barrels as well. But there's something, that's the mystery of tequila in general, is that you never really know what the master distiller is doing, what the maestro tequilero is doing. That is a secret, and that is a secret from distillery to distillery to distillery.
You're right.
So we can only surmise, we can only guess what they're doing, and what they're using, and which barrels they're getting. They can tell us from the material, but again, somewhere along the line they fell short on this 5-year-old, and I would like to see them give it another try, and maybe not with an extra añejo, but with a regular añejo.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, hopefully they'll take that into consideration, and they'll when they're ready, they can. We'd be more than happy to take a look at their regular añejo at tequilaaficionado.com and use it for sipping off the cuff, and see where they are at that point.
Most definitely. Now, we'd like to hear your opinion. You can sound off by going to tequilaaficionado.com, become a member, so you can put on your opinions on there. We'd like you to taste the tequila and tell us what you think.
Absolutely. We want to make sure this is your tequila website. Tell us what you'd like to see, which brands you'd like us to try, which ones you have questions on. Certainly, the more interaction we have with you, the better we become as well. So definitely, let us know what you think. Send us an email. Post wisely on our website. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Most definitely. Yeah, thanks for listening. This has been Mike Morales and Alex Perez from Tequila Aficionado, asking you to sip wisely.